All right. Papa Parlay here with your week 3 matchup predictions. Starting us off with Team Simp for Sarah and B draft grade. Taking a look at these squads, a lot of question marks on Alvin's team. We got Austin Eckler, Jalen Waddle, Josh Reynolds, Kenneth Gainwell, all questionable. He's got guys like Kelly and Dylan he could put in for him. Kelly did really piss poor last week when he got the start, but it's against Minnesota. If Eckler plays, I expect huge numbers. If Kelly plays, I expect him to do decent. On the other side, Team Simp for Sarah just lost Nick Chubb for the season. He needs Aaron Jones to play. If he's not getting Jones, he's probably plugging in Nico Collins. He's got Jared Goff on the bench against Atlanta. I think that's a bold move. Have not been liking what I see out of Deshaun Watson. Honestly, I think quarterback play is going to be the biggest difference in this one, and I am leaning towards B draft grade. I think Cousins is going to have himself a game against the Chargers. Now we got Smelly Coot 1-4 in the implication. Looking at the QB matchups, you're looking at Mahomes against Chicago. I think that's going to be just too hard to overcome. I mean, Jalen Hurts is definitely going to be doing well against Tampa Bay, but this is going to be a tougher matchup. We got Derrick Henry questionable. We got Tyreek Hill questionable. We got Isaiah Pacheco questionable. I think the implication is just going to keep on rolling here, to be honest. I mean, Ty's team just looks looks okay. I mean, Jerome Ford against Tennessee. Tennessee's got a great run defense. I'm leaning towards the implication. It's just an easy win for him. Now we got Sugar and Tea and Molly's Muffins. Taking a look here. Molly's Muffins squad looks bad. I mean, Najee Harris is terrible. Miles Sanders is questionable and also bad. Stephon Diggs, A.J. Brown, Hollywood Brown, Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, questionable, also bad. Hollywood Brown has been doing well, but he's going up against Dallas. Tough matchup. Kyle Pitts has been piss poor. Luke Musgrave against New Orleans. We'll see what that ends up being, but you see McCaffrey here getting projected 24. You see Josh Allen. The Kyron Williams play looks like a really solid play now. George Pickens' play looks actually pretty solid with, what's his name out with the concussion. Or I think that's a hamstring forget his freaking name. But, yeah, I think I'm going to lean towards Sugar and Tea on this one. Sam's recipe to win in this league is he needs Stephon Diggs and A.J. Brown to just have monster performances. Washington, Tampa Bay, it could certainly happen. I just don't see it being the difference maker in this one. Sugar and Tea. Now we got God Did and Bill Cosby sleepers. Bill Cosby's got no one at the QB position. He's flirting between Joe Burrow and Jordan Love. That could be a huge step down if he has to start Love. Breece Hall, questionable. Brandon Ayuk, questionable. Justice Hill, questionable. Christian Watson, questionable. I mean, Bill Cosby Sleepers has been having a good performance thus far this year. I think he's got Olave on the trade block. This team might not even look the same by week's end. But I am leaning, regardless, towards God Did. I think Justin Fields is actually going to do well against Kansas City. I think they're going to let him run the ball. Chicago's got to do something, and it stems from this man. So we'll see what happens. But I think Travis Kelce's due for a monster performance against Chicago's defense. They just look terrible. Keenan Allen against Minnesota, probably due for another big week. Puka, you know what you're going to get out of Puka. He's going to have a ton of targets. We'll see what ends up being for him. But, yeah, I'm going to lean towards God Did. Now we got Indy's Cheeks and Jags Kingdom. This is a decent matchup. You get down to these flex positions, you see a guy like Jonathan Mingo, you see a guy like Jahan Dotson and Smith-Njigba. I mean, this is where both these teams are struggling in these flex plays. I think Jono more so than John here is struggling because Michael Pittman's actually been a really solid play. But Mingo, you don't want to start him. Smith-Njigba and Dotson. John's suffering from Saquon Barkley being out. He's got Matt Breida in there against San Francisco. Not a good matchup. I think Jono's just running backs are going to take this one. And I got to go with Jags Kingdom on this one. Now we got Detrimentally Horny and Team Mecozzi. Team Mecozzi's got Herbert going up against Minnesota. Great matchup. Jackson against Indianapolis. It's decent. I mean, you just need Lamar to show up. Zach Moss and Raheem Mostert. Those guys are going to be showing out. Zach Moss against Baltimore, it's a good defense. I mean, you don't expect him to do what he did last week, but maybe a 10-point performance could compete with the DeAndre Swift. Mostert's been playing great. I don't expect the touchdown every game performance to continue. Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb. Chase has got to step up. I honestly think if Joe Burrow's out, that might even help Chase to finally get involved in this freaking offense. But Godwin and Adams, you're obviously going to lean towards Adams. Kittle and Kincaid, I think there's a more even matchup than the projections lead on. Kittle has been a bum. Zay Flowers and D. Higgins, you're going to lean towards Higgins there for sure. And then Christian Kirk and Addison. Kirk's a boomer bust guy. He's either going to outscore Addison by a ton, or Addison's just going to put up a consistent performance and just Kirk will put up a 0. This team for Detrimentally Horny is all over the place. He's got Ramondre Stevenson on the bench. I think he's looking to ship him. Yeah, I mean, this is... I lean towards Team Mecozzi on this one. This is, unfortunately, for Detrimentally Horny, it's just not been his year. And Team Mecozzi's looking like this squad is finally turning around with Jahmyr Gibbs getting a true start with David Montgomery out. It's just things are going Mecozzi's way on this one. So let's recap the scores here. We got Mecozzi over Detrimentally Horny. We got Jags Kingdom over Indy's Cheeks. We've got God Did over Bill Cosby Sleepers. We got Sugar and Tea over Molly's Muffins. We've got The Implication over Smelly Coot 14. We have got, what did I go with this one? Was it Simp for Sarah, or did I go with B Draft Grade? Can't even remember. What do we have? I think I went with B Draft Grade. Yeah, I like the matchup for Kirk. Going B Draft Grade over Team Simp for Sarah. All right, gentlemen, good luck.